Although the price tag on this bottle of vodka says that it's only $19.99, that doesn't include all the extra taxes and fees you'll encounter once you get to that cash register. Now, we visited stores in Oregon and Washington today to find out where you will get the best deal. Police found the body of an adult male inside this home after responding to a 911 call made around 2:30 this afternoon. Now, while police aren't revealing too many details, neighbors do fear that this may have just been a case of domestic violence that had gone too far. Memorial Day is right around the corner, and with it, the beginning of our high summer gas price season. We headed to the pumps to see how some people are handling the extra expense. Here's a look at your overnight lows for tonight in the metro area. Temperatures are going to be right around 40s, 50s. And coming up in your first live local weather forecast, warm weather. I'll tell you when. Coming up next. Fox 12's Most Wanted sexually assaulted a woman on Rocky Butte, and police are now showing us what he looks like. The attack happened last Thursday afternoon in northeast Portland, and police believe the attacker looks something like this. He's in his 40s, standing 5'10" and 250 pounds. The victim says he has brown scraggly hair, a thick brown beard, and a large stomach. There is a $1,000 reward in this case. If you recognize him, call the Portland police. Flames forced some renters at a local apartment complex to jump out of their windows to survive. In this home video sent to us last night, you can see the intensity of the 3-alarm fire at the apartment complex near Evergreen Avenue and Market Street in Salem. Investigators believe the fire started in the first-story unit, but they're still investigating. They do not believe that someone intentionally set the fire. One man even suffered a fractured ankle when he jumped from the second floor.
People opened my door, says fire, fire. I tried to get out and couldn't get out. There was the smoke. I was running into people trying to get out because you couldn't see your way out. So I went out my front window.
The American Red Cross has set up a temporary shelter to help the 15 families and 25 people. In all, 28 apartments were damaged in some way or another. Investigators say at least 4 people were taken to the hospital for smoke inhalation. TriMet's free rail zone will soon be no more. It's one of the cost-saving measures to the TriMet budget due to a $12 million shortfall. TriMet is doing away with fare zones and replacing it with a flat fare system. The price of a single adult fare would go up to $2.50. A few bus services are even getting cut altogether. Some people worry the changes could affect tourism, especially in the downtown area.
I think that it's going to be a problem for tourism in the downtown area. I think that, people are going to, it's going to be less, hospitable to those that come to town that want to get from one side of town to the other. And they shouldn't have to pay $2.50 if that's going to be the hike to get from downtown to the Pearl District or the Alphabet District. I think that's ridiculous.
The changes will take effect in September. You could get $1,000 to help police track down a bank robber caught on camera. The FBI just released these surveillance pictures of the suspect. Last month, police say he pointed a gun at the teller at the U.S. Bank on State Street in Salem and demanded the money. He got away with cash, and police brought in canines to try and track him down, but they came up empty-handed. If you have any information that could help police find him, call the Salem Police Department. It's not your average police call. An officer in Beaverton was dispatched to remove a suspect who required some careful handling. The culprit? A snapping turtle. Beaverton police removed the turtle from a yard on Southwest Davies Road yesterday, but it was a tough catch. He dug his claws into the ground when an officer tried to wrangle him into the can. They eventually got the turtle inside using a shovel and then took him to the House of Reptiles.
That one could easily take a finger off if it got upset. They're grumpy, they don't like human contact, and they're very able to defend themselves if they have to.
The turtle is 10 pounds and 16 inches long, and as you just heard, he packs a mean bite. A Washington principal accused of murder is demanding a huge payout in exchange for his resignation. The principal's wife died in 1998 of a gunshot wound to the head. Investigators initially ruled the death as suicide, but last year a coroner re-examined the case and ruled she was murdered by her husband and his son. Prosecutors say there is not enough evidence for a criminal trial yet. The school district has asked the principal to resign, but he's demanding $40,000 to leave. something the district simply says it can't afford. They lost $2 billion of their employers' money in risky trades, and now some executives will likely have to pay some of that money back out of their very own pockets. That's according to JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon. He told the Senate panel today that the bank may invoke a policy that allows stock and bonuses to be recovered from executives if they've exercised any bad judgment.
We've let a lot of people down, and we are very sorry for it. We will learn from this incident, and my conviction is that we will emerge from this moment a stronger, smarter, and better company.
Dimon says the bank has made a number of changes to ensure losses of this magnitude do not happen again. He also told lawmakers the bank is conducting its own internal investigation. Two of the nation's top financial regulators are also looking into the incident. Cheap mortgages are helping boost prospects for home sales. Demand for home mortgages soared last week to the highest level since 2009. The Mortgage Bankers Association says applications jumped 18%. Rates on a 30-year fixed income mortgage have been below 4% since early December. Experts say the low rates are a key reason the housing industry is showing modest signs of recovery this year. A Scappoose kayaking company says it expects more staycationers to paddle local waterways this summer thanks to the high gas prices and airfare. Scappoose Bay Kayaking is just a half-hour drive from Portland, and it offers guided kayaking trips and kayak rentals. Owner Bonnie Gibbons says even little kids can try kayaking, as the bay is very calm and it's all free of motorboats. She says families can even turn their kayaking adventures into an overnight trip.
We have an 8-acre park out here. People can come out and camp, and there's places to park your RV so they can camp an RV and go paddling in the evening or whatever they'd like to do.
Kayak rentals range from $10 to $16 an hour. We have a link to the Scappoose Bay Kayaking website on our website, kptv.com. The Portland Timbers finally returned to league play on Sunday after a 3-week break, and one player really made the most of his time off. Chris Boyd returned to Scotland to marry his longtime girlfriend. Teammate Stephen Smith was also in the wedding. He too is getting married over the break. Back here in the U.S., though, there are only 4 days left before the Timbers face the LA Galaxy in Los Angeles. That means Boyd will be working extra hard to get his fitness back and to know his teammate, LisaNimmagadda.
It was good to get back home and obviously to get married as well. It was a bit special. But it's finished with now. I need to move on, and I'm back to training, and I look forward to the game at the weekend.
It was great. I think for the first time playing together, I think it wasn't bad at all.
Sunday's game can be seen right here on Fox 12, your home of the Timbers. Our coverage begins with a countdown to kickoff at 3:30.
You're watching Fox 12 Oregon, first live local.
A quiet community is supporting one another today after losing not one, but 2 people. Friends and family of Sandra Sue Wallace gathered here today to give her flowers in her memory. Now, this all happened just feet away from where she was shot and killed last night, outside of her Lake Oswego home, allegedly by her very own son. Now, Adrian Wallace also admitted to shooting and killing his 16-year-old nephew, Nicholas Juarez, last night. The Lake Oswego community is shocked and confused by what happened.
That's shocking because I can't imagine why.
Sandra Sue Wallace loved 3 things: her pet corgi, her garden, and her family.
She's a nice lady, quiet, kept to herself, gardened a lot. I mean, her garden was her pride and joy.
The community is honoring Sandra and her passion for the outdoors by leaving flowers in what has turned into a memorial outside of her home. Friend and fellow corgi owner Richard Powell saw Sandra Sue daily and says she never mentioned anything about Adrian being violent or dangerous. The question on everyone's mind tonight is why.
Well, she had worked at Kaiser all of her career, at least 30 years, and she was in mental health. Yeah, she didn't say anything about Adrian at all. She was just getting excited to go to California.
Court documents say that Adrian confessed to shooting both his mother and nephew in the face with a hunting rifle as they were trying to leave the home last night around 6.
I feel terrible for her family. I feel particularly terrible for her grandson's mother and father.
Now, Adrian was arraigned this afternoon on 2 counts of aggravated murder. He is currently being held without bail at the Clackamas County Jail. Reporting live in Lake Oswego, LisaNimmagadda, the 10 o'clock news.